Hey, what is up everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at Dogecoin, and there's no fundamental news regarding Dogecoin as of yet. It's simply going to be technical today, so yeah, let's jump straight in. Now, Dogecoin obviously plummeted quite a lot last week, and just really throughout February we saw a huge jump from 28 cents down to 20 cents, and then a huge rebound back from 20 all the way back up to 27. And yes, since then it's just been consolidating slightly downwards, and it's been, just in the midst of this fair value gap which we've now filled, so that's quite a bullish sight to see. Now, before we go any further, I want you guys to check out the Discord down below. You can see on the screen just how many trades we're winning inside, so yeah, make sure you join up so you don't miss out on any of those. Now, currently Dogecoin is just sort of trending in this range. We don't have any sort of bias just yet. If we were closer to the bottom here, we could just say we're gonna bounce and come back up to like 26. If we went closer to 26, we could say we're either gonna break above and go up maybe to roughly 32 cents, or we're just gonna fly back down. But it's a Sunday, so volatility is practically not there, volume is not there. It's the weekend, so crypto barely moves unless Asia really is controlling the market. Bitcoin is in the exact same boat. Weekend, no moves have been made, therefore the entire crypto market isn't moving at all either, unless there's some sort of real news regarding it, or if the Asian markets want to sort of manipulate how they have been doing so in the previous years. But regardless, we have to find an outlook for this week, so we're going to be taking a look at the S&P as well. Now, the S&P has made its third consecutive lower high. We have obviously the all-time high, our first lower high, and now our third lower high, with also 3 consecutive lower lows. So it is starting a downtrend on the daily, unless it's able to sort of break out of this flag that we have, which again mostly we do. We have like an uptrend that happens, and then a flag, and then a breakout. So again, here we tapped once, twice, 3 times before seeing a breakout, so maybe we'll also see a breakout with this week occur, and then we obviously go to the all-time high. Now, that's just from observing the past. If that does happen, then obviously it will be quite good for crypto, as crypto usually acts very similarly to how the stock market acts. So on Bitcoin we have a similar sort of flag situation. Maybe on the weekly, no, on the weekly it's not better, but yeah, on the daily we have a similar sort of flag situation. Now, if the S&P starts pumping, hopefully Bitcoin starts pumping as well, and then we're actually able to try and head to $114,000, which is the next real target that we have for Bitcoin. And whilst that's happening, obviously we need dominance to drop. So in the previous video you can see we talked about it being in the sort of pennant where volume is slowing down, and usually in these pennants, it doesn't matter if it's a symmetrical pennant, a descending pennant, or an ascending pennant, we usually get volume slowing down. And during the edges of the pennant, like the peaks right here, you'll see there's practically no volume left, and the volume's fully being squeezed until eventually we see a surplus of volume, and that dictates the move up or down. Obviously in an upward pennant the move is usually down, which is what we're seeing right now, which means we should start a downtrend now on dominance. And if I take a look at the BTCD chart of just the percent rather than the actual figures, and we go on to the daily, it looks like it's topping out. Obviously this entire move was regarding the tariffs and DeepSeek, so it's not really a crypto led move. But if we ultimately observe the weekly as well, which we have done so in the previous video, a lot of people are comparing it to this sort of stage that we're in. So this was like the previous bull run that we had, and the alt season was obviously here. So if we compare it to that, we're in this sort of stage where we got a little dump. If we compare, this is essentially our little dump, and then see a huge pump up, our initial top, and then we dump. So a lot of people are comparing it to that. The wick is very, very large, which usually does result in a top. The bigger the wick, usually the more confidence that it's top. And now we should start dumping. As long as we break these lows, then it will mean that we have topped out and it is entering a downtrend, which means alts should start flying, as it's going to be alt season. How will that be for Dogecoin? Well, if you haven't been accumulating, I don't know what you've been doing, because again, it's usually best to accumulate it at these extreme lows. And we're at 25 cents for Doge. If you literally accumulate right now and just hold until the high that we had in December, you'll have 2x'd very, very easily. And Dogecoin is the best meme coin by far. It's the most influential. It's, you know, the one that really started it all. It's not only that, but it's also backed by not only the richest person in the world, but also the actual US government, which, you know, it has its own government agency and department inside of the US cabinet. So yeah, it's definitely the best altcoin to hold. I don't know how nobody else really sees it, but yeah, I definitely be buying more at these lower levels. 25 cents I think is a very, very easy buy, as long as you're just holding even to the, you know, high that we have. That's a 2x. If you're holding to the all-time high, that's a 3x, and yeah, it can obviously go further than that. The main reason and the main drawdown of Doge is obviously that it's inflationary, meaning there's more Dogecoin being created every single day. But again, its intended use was never to be a store of value. It was always transactional, and in order for something to be transactional, there needs to be more of it, you know, every single day. So it's a drawdown, but it's also a benefit in its own right. And yeah, I definitely think, you know, anything at 25 cents is a good buy for Doge. And the way I usually set my targets and buying targets is, for example, say we buy right now at market 25-26 cents. My second entry will then be slightly lower, maybe at 22-21 cents, somewhere around here if it does dump lower. And then my third entry will be quite low at like 15-14 cents. Then for targets, let's say we use our worst entry, again targeting, say we target the previous high, 2x, nearly 100% profit, and then second target would probably be the all-time high at like 72 cents, yeah, somewhere around there, 72 cents. You're looking at a 3x, and then, you know, your third target can be an absolute moonshot. You can go for $1, you can go for up, as long as you've got two targets that are easily hittable. For example, the previous high and the all-time high. I think the previous high is super easy to hit, and if you sell, you know, 50% of your position there, and then we hit 70 cents and you sell another half of your position, you're left with roughly a quarter of your position, initial position size, and you can just let that run. You've already secured profits. The trade is practically risk-free. Even if it goes to zero, you already have made money. So that's, I think, the best way to do it. And, you know, you won't get these chances again to accumulate here when dominance does actually start to really drop off. A lot of people think that, well, after the dump, they have to wait until we start coming back up. We've already initially started coming back up, but, you know, if you wait until we see this huge pump up and then you're like, okay, it's only a 10-cent difference, or it's only a 5-cent difference, I'm going to start accumulating here at, you know, 30 cents, 32 cents, you'll have missed out on getting 25% more Doge. So, you know, if you accumulate with $1,000, you'll have essentially lost $250 because you've waited. That's why it's so important to accumulate on these dips rather than just waiting for it to go up, buy, and like that. Now, ETH as well, we talked about ETH yesterday, and in another great position, you can still accumulate ETH here. It's the most accumulated ETF right now, at least in the previous month or so. BlackRock have been going ham, just accumulating so much, or at least their investors have. So yeah, it looks good. And again, ETH sort of controls how altcoins move. If ETH is outperforming BTC, which it currently is, then altcoins will also be outperforming BTC, and they'll be performing a lot better. We usually get this sort of season that happens where BTC tops out and then ETH starts really running up. It lags behind Bitcoin quite a lot, so it'll start running up and Bitcoin will be slowing down, and it actually looks like ETH would be able to flip Bitcoin and market cap at, you know, the rate that it's going, and that's usually called the ETH flippening. It happens usually every cycle. It's happened at least every cycle till 2021, until this cycle, which hasn't yet topped out. At least it doesn't seem like it has. So yeah, that's what we have to wait for, and that's usually where you'll see alt season really picking up. Other coins I'm going to be watching this week: meme coins, not really any other. You know, Dog with Hat has just been in this ever falling sort of spiral. I don't really like to pick up coins like this. Super hard to find the bottom. You know, we went from $4.60 to 70 cents, and how much lower it can go, I don't know. It's not backed by anything. Like, there's no real influential, you know, support behind it. The community behind it might be good, you know, just sort of meme coiners, but I think the main issue with these small cap meme coins, you know, apart from Dogecoin is obviously the main one, it's like a blue chip meme coin, but the smaller cap meme coins, the main issue is a lot of the holders have such short attention spans that, you know, they'll get tired of holding, they'll just sell, and they'll move on to going on, you know, pump fun and just trading absolute trash meme coins that just launched. So I think that's what's happened. Obviously, you can see as soon as meme coins really started getting popular in like December, we topped out and we've been dumping. So my theory is that a lot of the holders, obviously if you hold meme coins, you're interested in meme coins, so all the holders are interested in meme coins. They started selling off to invest in other meme coins. With Pepe, again, it's an ever falling knife, but considering its run up from the previous year, it actually still looks like a decent buy, especially at these levels. if I change this to white so it's easier to see, you know, we are on some good Fibonacci levels here, so I'd definitely be looking to still accumulate some, just obviously very little to minimize risk. SHIB, I'm not really too much of a fan of SHIB. You know, we get these random run-ups where it tops out and dumps straight back down to where it was, another run-up, tops out straight back down to where it was. I'd only really be looking at SHIB for shorts, waiting for another run-up, you know, top out short, something like that. Longs are not really interesting to me for SHIB right now. As for altcoins, you know, Solana I think is quite in a good position, over $200 right now. Definitely going to be looking to sell off a lot of Solana in a few months, hopefully when it starts peaking again at like $320. Hopefully it does go higher, like to 410 and maybe even 600, but I think Solana peak is definitely going to be the cycle, similar to how ETH with NFTs was in the previous cycle. I think Solana will be the same with meme coins this cycle. AVAX, again, in this sort of no man's land. I need to remove the background here, where it's just a never falling knife, and it's super slow, quite easy to trade because it's so slow, but you just have to wait for the right time. So until we, you know, come up above the 0.786 level in the fib, yeah, it's a bit of a mess. You have to keep waiting for that. DOT is more so slow, but it's on a lot of support levels, so I quite like DOT here. We've been accumulating, again, this entire green box is where we really like to accumulate. Other coins like Render, again, at a really good low, easy accumulation here. Fetch, Polygon at a support, but it's super slow, quite risky, but again, it's, you know, all relative. Like if you enter here, sell at the high, it's like a 2.5x. Fetch actually starting to come back up slightly, at a really good support level, actually at like 72 cents. If you're not in Fetch yet, I'd definitely be looking to get in at this level. Sui, my favorites right now, really strong coin. Yeah, I think this level right here is really good, and go back and watch a previous video on Sui, or if you want me to make a new one, just comment down below. But yeah, I go more into depth about each level. XRP and HBAR, self-explanatory, really good levels, really strong coins right now, especially in this bull run. So yeah, that's all I'm keeping an eye out for. If you did enjoy the video, please do make sure to like and subscribe. If you have any coin that you want me to check out, you know, in depth, then make sure to comment down below. If you need a place to buy, sell, or trade cryptocurrency for the lowest fees, the best sign-up rewards, then check out all the exchanges I'm working with down below. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye, guys.